Southeast Asia.
Sorry, thank you.
Everybody act natural.
Hi, Mum!
Right. I'll give it. We usually wait till a few minutes past the hour to let the latecomers come in. I haven't posted this on the Microsoft forum actually, so it'll be interesting to see how many we get. Because I know a lot of people, that's kind of their Bible for what's going on. So,
Jim, are you on a transmitter, sir?
Sorry, say again, I have my headphones off.
Jim, are you on transmitter, sir?
Yeah, I am. And I can see me, so I know I am. Comes on automatically now.
That's so that Jonathan doesn't forget to put himself on.
Yeah.
I did look when they mentioned it. I did look and I thought, oh, thank God, I've got it running.
Oh look, there's a King Air in VirtualFlight.Online livery.
I put a new page on the Codex today with all of the liveries on it that Emmanuel has made. So I'll link that into the Airline at some point as well.
He came out with that today, didn't he?
What's that?
The King Air livery with VirtualFlight Online.
Very good.
Right, so...
Testing.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yep.
So I'll wait till a couple of minutes past and then I'll do the little speech.
It's really exciting.
Guys, these are dangerous waters we're going to fly through. You know, there's been a reported incident today between the Turkish and Greek navies shooting one another.
No way.
Yeah, we've just seen the video. It's amazing.
We've been at it hundreds of years, this Cyprus, haven't they?
I'm surprised it took this long.
I'm not seeing anyone yet.
Let me check what server I'm on, make sure I'm on the right server as well. I'm on Southeast Asia. Have you got...
I am too.
When you came into the flight, did you switch on all players on the flight conditions?
Should be. I just came from a multi-flight, so
okay.
This is 31R is what I'm on.
I can see some aeroplanes around. I'm the one who's late to the party and not where I should be. So there's no wind, so it doesn't really matter where anybody takes off from. Well, I'm going to fly against convention and just fly straight at everybody and take off.
There's an airliner down there.
Oh, I need to check. Okay, I've got no sound from the simulator, which is great.
Honk.
I just think you guys were probably on the other side of the airport.
Did you say you're on 31 right?
Yes.
Not at this airport, no.
You're at the wrong airport.
Oh.
The options where we are is 34 or 16.
We
It's
are...
not LJMK?
No, we're LGMK. That explains it. So I'm just going to fly some circuits while we hang on for a few minutes.
Good evening, everyone.
Evening, Emmanuel.
Evening, Emmanuel.
Beautiful livery, Emmanuel.
Thanks.
I was just saying, Emmanuel, I've made a new page on the Codex that's got links to all of the liveries on it with photos of the aeroplanes. So hopefully you should get some more downloads.
Actually, we've just reached 1,000 downloads for
Wow.
different liveries, but it includes the Maya one, so...
It's good going. Oh, I had a panic earlier. I was messing around with the web server for the airline, and suddenly I wasn't getting any pages returning. And I thought, I've broken it, what have I done? And then I realised I was trying to back it up at the time, and I triggered the threat detection basically, and they kicked me off the server for 15 minutes.
Don't you love it?
So the security test is passed.
Yes, I was using an SSH client to download the entire web server basically. And of course it saw that many requests one after another as an attack.
Yeah, been in that situation many times.
So
FTP client crashes and everything.
yeah, so I had to go in, and they've got like a Plesk desktop, and it's got an option to compress the whole thing and just do one download.
Oh, nice.
So that solved that. But for a moment I thought the entire thing, the entire operation had ground to a halt.
Oh, I see what happened to me.
Okay, so it's coming up for 5 past the hour. So greetings to everybody that has joined the flight. If you've not flown with us before, we do this every Sunday evening in the UK, so whatever the time is for you. It's usually 1900 UTC we do the flight at the moment. It will change when the clocks change to 2000, but we'll worry about that when it happens. We fly a route together as a group. We try to stay together as a group. Fly about 120 knots. So if you've looked in the events channel in Discord, there is a description of the Greek island route. If you haven't got the waypoints, just follow the group of aeroplanes. So if everybody can try and turn their nav lights on, that's really helpful, or if people have the labels on, that's helpful as well. Otherwise, yeah, it's just a relaxed flight doing touch and goes at the halfway airfield, which tonight is Santorini. We will have a break for a couple of minutes just for everybody to go and grab a coffee or whatever they want to do. And then, yeah, the only real rule is if you are on the voice chat, please keep conversations family friendly, no contentious subjects that would offend anybody. Okay, other than that, have fun. So, first leg tonight is south basically 21 miles down to Naxos.
Copy.
Glad you called it a leg, because it's a dog leg. You're on about triangles. It's a dog leg.
So I'm gonna straighten up. Oh, the one thing I didn't mention is if you do get way ahead of the pack, just circle at the next airfield, or fly circuits while you're waiting to let the rest catch up, because if we do get quite strung out, it's not really a group flight anymore, and it's quite good fun for others to see the whole group of us in the air and to fly in amongst the group.
Evening all.
Evening, Lyndon.
And transmitter seems to be lagging a tiny bit. Might be my connection, of course.
That seems to be okay for me. I looked in on transmitter earlier actually. There were a lot of people using it.
It's a popular thing.
But it seems to be getting more and more. I'll have to upgrade the server soon, I think.
Well, you have to do some real work on this when you're earning about 10 grand a month, like next year.
Yeah, unfortunately, thousands of tiny bits of pennies from ad revenue and stuff don't really add up to much.
Well, don't forget you told me how much you get in a month now, so I wouldn't say that's
Well,
just a few pennies.
Yeah, but that just funds me in new aeroplanes to review.
Well, hello.
It's become quite interesting actually, because the guys that are making the Mustang, is it a twin engine? I can't remember the name. Cessna Mustang. They came to me with their beta, but I don't want to review it. I loaded it up and it crashed the sim several times, so I didn't want to give them an unfavourable first look, if that makes sense.
Did you tell them it crashed the sim?
Yeah, they were aware that it wasn't very stable. I thought they were a bit foolish putting it out when it was still very early in development.
This Grass Monkey headset that I've got, I was watching a video on that, and there's a lady who does quite a lot of flying around in the sim, and he sent her a set free so that she could write it up.
Blimey. Maybe I should go and send some emails.
There you go, you know, I mean, hello.
Trouble is, I just want to go and review the things I actually want.
Yeah, for us poor pensioners who have to buy our new aeroplanes from our pension.
You want to email real sim gear? Get cut the G1000s.
Yeah, but the trouble is with all that cockpit stuff, I always see it as it makes your simulator more and more fragile, because you have this whole house of cards sat on top of it. It's like you almost have a workflow to go through, don't you, to get the simulator up and running.
Just like starting an engine.
Although saying that, now we're using ACARS for the airline. That's a bit of a workflow to get that up and going.
Yeah, I'm disappointed you have to restart it every time.
And FSUIPC.
I think a lot of people have already got that though, haven't they, that have got other add-ons.
Yeah. I've got the payware one, which is much better.
I've got a payware one, but I don't know why I bothered. I never use it.
I had it on the free trial for a time, and then I didn't bother buying it, so I couldn't see the point.
Well, if you saw what you can do with it, we'll say like this new Honeycomb Bravo, you can do all those switches using FSUIPC, and it's much easier once you've learned how to do one.
Yeah.
That's the trouble, is the time it takes to learn how to do it.
Yeah, Rory taught me through it. Probably took about 5 minutes, and you know, to go through it say twice, and you don't forget it once you've done it once. It's not that hard. I'm not going into all the other things it can do. I'm just on about assigning switches and buttons, you know, to do what you want to do.
Hello.
I've got Lorby access nose, which is quite good. But again, I can't remember how to use it.
Okay.
It's meant to be 120 knots.
Was supposed to be.
I'm only doing 105.
I'm accelerating now as I'm trying to go downhill, so I'm having to turn a bit to slow down.
I'm doing 123 and finding it difficult to catch everybody.
Some of them are coming back the other way though.
I'm going to fly along the airfield actually, because I know I'm at the head of the pack, and then I'll do the circuit round and see everybody landing, hopefully. Which would be quite cool for the video.
Is Lee here tonight?
I think he's on holiday, isn't he?
Look, he's back from holiday.
Ah.
She doesn't want to play with you anymore, you're nasty to him.
Well, he keeps buzzing me in a bloody Spitfire. What's he expect?
Lee doesn't.
About 3 of them do it.
Well, I'm one of them. But
Yeah, Aiden, Lee.
yeah, Lee doesn't have a Spitfire.
Well, what's he buzzing me in? Who am I getting mixed up?
I don't know.
There was a guy on the Spitfire that was, yeah, his hobby was buzzing people with close passes.
I used to be one
There's
of those.
Jason. There's you.
There's me, Lyndon, Jason, David's got it. David H has it.
No, it might be Lyndon.
More than likely Lyndon, he's an absolute tearaway.
Not guilty tonight. In a caravan. Being grown up tonight.
It's well, I bet it's upside down.
I was, but back broke now.
Put your hand up if you in the past have been in a spit and bombed quiz.
Hands up.
I've got my hand
That's
up.
me. Hands up.
Everyone in the room.
I'm really feeling like a persecuted individual.
Well, no, just think how much attention you're getting.
Oh, you should feel loved.
Yeah. Everybody likes to buzz you.
That's good.
I think this is touch and go, is it?
Yes, touch and goes.
All except Santorini and the final destination. That's if you can get down without a Spitfire knocking you off track.
I think my wings are going to fall off. I'm diving at 200 knots in the 337.
You don't need them.
They're no good once you hit the water, are they?
If you have the marina add-on, some nice boats on your left when landing.
I just took off the mast of one of the sailboats.
I got buzzed.
Just start worrying when I'll start buzzing you in my 172.
Straight on the...
It's my touch and it's more of a wallop and go for me, I'm afraid.
There's a tiny, tiny little island here with a couple trees on it, just north of the island.
It's not an islander, it's a treelander.
Yeah, try landing on it.
Do you think all these airfields where there's a tree right in the way of the approach is because there's a landowner that doesn't get on with the airfield?
Like a no parking sign.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to do one more circuit and then I'm going to get on my way to the next airfield. So the next airfield should be 41 miles, 168 degrees. And it will be the halfway stop this evening.
Good recovery, whoever that was in the Kodiak or Caravan.
Yeah, it's me playing silly buggers.
I guess I should do a shout out about the virtual airline that we've started for anybody that's not seen it yet. Yeah, we've started a virtual airline. That's all there is to say about it. If you go to VirtualFlight.Online, you can find out all about it if you've not seen it yet. There's all sorts of getting started materials, but the basics are you can track your flights and have a career progression through the flights that you have logged and earn pretend money.
I want to cash out my pretend money now.
I thought that was real.
We're all gonna sue you now, Jonathan.
We've all spent it.
I'm gonna have to change the dollar sign to some imaginary symbol, aren't I?
Bitcoin.
It'd be
or something
kinda-
like that.
It'd be kind of cool. I know it's a lot of work, but the liveries that one member makes for everything, you could be able to buy them. That'd be kind of neat.
Well, with
I know
your
it'd be a lot of
currency,
work.
you mean, in the...
Yeah, so you can buy liveries with your currency.
Why not give Emmanuel real money for them?
Yeah, I was exactly thinking of that. Just transfer me the money, and that it would be okay.
Well, you want my fake money that I earn, okay?
Maybe
You got
Emmanuel needs one of those buy me a coffee things on the internet, so people can give him a
Yeah.
can buy him a coffee.
You have one.
I'm becoming very suspicious that this is a going concern going on here between Emmanuel and
No, I just think it's good to support people who've put a lot of effort into things.
I'm going to be checking to see if you've become a limited company.
I wish.
I have contacts in Cardiff, you know.
We have actually at home, because of the YouTube channel, I've had to create a second bank account so we can easily track the ins and outs to do with the YouTube channel.
Yeah, there you go. That's the start of it.
Look, it's already famous.
Don't put your money in that account. Put it in.
Well, no, it literally is, because I'll have to end up changing my tax code if it adds up to too much. But at the moment, it's not. The money's disappearing in buying the aeroplanes to review, so I'm not making a profit, so it's not a problem. I'll have to have a read up on that though.
Saw you, pilot Jason.
Does anybody know when the 40th anniversary pack is coming out?
I saw something about November, isn't it?
I heard November.
Okay. So I'm really looking forward to the Dakota.
Oh my.
I think the Beaver is coming out as well, isn't it?
Yep.
It's in the same pack. Because wasn't that just flight? And Microsoft asked them if they could hold it back.
Am I right in saying there was more than one Dakota?
Yes.
So which one are you talking about?
DC3. I imagine they're going to have all sorts of liveries for it and different options like floats and skids, and because the real thing had them, didn't it? And there's a military version as well. That's a different ICAO code.
This is really quite a short trip tonight, isn't it? Getting to the halfway stage already.
Actually, yeah, it's 140 miles though. So I guess yeah, it's not massively long. Maybe we should have a flying the circuit competition at Santorini or something.
Just land and have a party.
Yeah. Everybody have an extra drink and then see how the landings go.
I'll drink to that.
Oh, you follow the golf world, don't you, Jim?
I do indeed.
What's going on with this new breakaway series then? Are all the golfers leaving for it?
No, it's just taken the monopoly away from the PGA, and they don't like it one bit.
Oh, okay.
People right at the top who earn millions and millions every year, they're staying with the PGA, and they're having really kicking the people that have gone over to the LVI.
Okay.
Who really maybe earn, hundreds of thousands in a year, but not the millions.
Yeah.
But they're being paid millions to commit to 2 seasons of playing the other one.
Oh, okay.
That's my take on it anyway. I think it's a good idea because I'm not a great lover of monopolies.
Yeah, I don't like Monopoly. Whenever we play it, it always ends up in an argument.
Those bloody red houses that do it.
Hotels.
My mum used to rob the bank.
Well, she always wanted to be the banker, which meant she was the most corrupt player in the game. I bet if you did a survey around the world, Monopoly has caused more family arguments than any other board game.
Oh, probably, yeah. You ever play Catan?
Yes, we've got it, yeah.
It's kind of similar to Monopoly.
What, for the bitterness?
So yeah, the bitterness and the trading. I want a sheep.
Yeah, and it gives rise to the funniest requests, doesn't it?
Wooden sheep.
Yeah, the Big Bang Theory did it, didn't they?
Yeah.
Has anybody got wood for my sheep?
As we're heading for Santorini, I would recommend it as a holiday destination. It is wonderful. Some particularly good wineries.
So the island we're just coming past, Just trying to find out what it's called. IOS.
Aura? Oh, which side?
It's Heraclean, isn't it?
I don't know. The Google map isn't showing me the name of it.
On the left side.
Yeah, it was Heraclea.
That's another beautiful place.
I got this set to twilight, and all the roads. You can see the street lights on the roads across the island. It's very cool.
Are you talking the island to your left or the island?
Oh, the one to my right. Sorry.
EOS,
EOS. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, we've already. I mean, I've just gone past Heraclea, so you're well ahead of me looking at the map.
Seeing as we do have plenty of time tonight, I'm going to go and divert over and have a fly around EOS then. Have a look at it.
I think I see some kind of tower, maybe a
There's a windmill. There's a windmill right on
Yeah.
top. And then pull the sun back up in Truman Show style.
Everyone's now going to the windmill.
We've got some questions on the live stream on YouTube. Hi John, are there call-outs for ILS on the PMDG 737 like the 146? So does the co-pilot speak? I can't remember if they do or not.
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
You can
altitude
program which
call-out.
call-outs you want.
Aha, there you go. There's your answer.
You can set that to have them or not in the 4,000 page options.
I think it's really cool with the PMDG 737 how they've done that, where you can outfit the aircraft to be how you want it to be.
Well, you can set it to whichever airline.
Yeah.
Because lots of airlines have different cockpit configurations.
Well, yeah, and in the liveries, there's a badge next to the ones where they are actually faithful to the real tail number.
Have you noticed on the 737 PMDG, the switches every once in a while get updated and change, like the knobs and stuff. They slightly change them a little bit.
That goes back to what Jonathan was just saying, or Patrick was just saying, that it's you can outfit the different equipment.
Oh, okay.
If you change airlines, you might get a different config.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, different switch panels, different hardware available.
Just to miss this out, my flight plan.
What's that?
This where everybody's congregating over the island.
Yeah, it's not on the flight plan. We just decided to come and have a look.
Oh, right.
Jonathan's fault.
Dave, you're going to have to come off autopilot.
It's not a pylon, it's a windmill.
Ah, that's why he didn't spot it. If it had been a pylon here, he would have been drawn to it. I'm going to have to get him a t-shirt made, aren't I? I wonder if you can get a model kit of a pylon.
I'm sure
Yes,
it
you
comes in
can.
various sizes. You can get railway ones, can't you? I'm sure.
Oh yeah, for a model railway.
Yeah.
What we need though is one with a Cessna stuck in it. And the top snapped off.
Never get stuck in them, I just bounce off it. That depends on the settings of the car.
I'm going to get one of those. I'll hire one of those guys on YouTube that makes model dioramas to do one of a Cessna ploughing into a pylon. my way to Santorini.
There's loads more windmills over there. Well, 2 more.
Beautiful beaches along the way.
Oh yeah.
Hold on for the runway.
I think Lee may have been at a car show today.
Ah.
He takes his...
He's got an MG, hasn't he?
MG Rover. Or Rover MG, whatever it's called. I used to have a rusty sprite, which I resprayed myself. And I went Prescott Hill Climb, which is in Gloucestershire. Came back to my car and there were 3 or 4 guys standing around it saying how wonderful it looked. And I let them get on with it and I stayed away. Because they'd asked me to start it up and things like that. It didn't run very well. It looked quite nice. Also, it wasn't the correct blue. I used Fiat blue.
Oh, I bet you get some real, I don't know what the word is without being unkind, people that have a very good attention to detail.
Yeah, well that was one of the reasons, because I could see this gathering, I could hear what they were saying. But they start asking you details about it and you have to confess, wouldn't you?
Nuts or anoraks?
Anoraks, yeah.
Okay, Jason, I've got a tail gunner now, just in case you come up behind me again, which it looks like you're about to.
So I just shot them.
I see somebody upside down, I believe.
No, you don't.
Was Lyndon using the force then? He waved his hand as he said, "No, you don't."
Just do some acrobatics with a Spitfire in my caravan.
Did a real caravan fly upside down?
I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen on the motorway.
What joy it is to see as well.
I don't think the.
As long as nobody's hurt.
I remember once my nephew was in the car with his dad and they were stuck behind a caravan, and he was about 7 years old, 6 years old, and he just got into James Bond movies, and he turned around to his dad after a few minutes behind the caravan and said, "You need some Stinger missiles, Dad."
Oh, come on, guys, give me a break. That's 2 of you buzzing me now.
Can't call a caravan buzzing.
Yeah, we need a new term for.
It was a Tom Cruise moment because you were upside down.
Was all this change on the window?
Nobody gave me the bird.
I think they did that in Hot Shots, didn't they? Where they did the upside down scene and all the things fell out their pockets onto the cockpit glass.
I was on a fairground ride once in somewhere in the States, July the 4th, and all my change fell out my pockets. Whatever it was, it stopped at the top, and we were upside down. And literally everything fell out of my pockets. By the time I got down, people licked it all.
Oh my word.
If
In
anybody,
fact, they were probably standing there for that reason.
if anybody's interesting, if you actually did a circular tour around all the islands of Santorini, then you'd realise it's a volcano.
I was going to say, I can see it.
Around the caldera. I mean, some of the caldera is actually underwater.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to go around to the right-hand side from the way we're approaching. You can see the caldera very clearly.
You can. You need to be on the other side, definitely.
So I'm going to come in.
No ends it wiped out.
Because this is the halfway stop anyway, so there's no hurry to get here.
N16s straight in for 1-5.
So I've got several people in YouTube saying they're applying for the virtual airline. They are manual approvals to get in, so as soon as I finish the flight I will jump in and go and approve everybody that applies.
As I understand this, you have to start at basics and go through pilot training again, is that right?
Not completely. There are ways to use whatever aeroplane you like, which we've left open.
Yeah, I saw the note on that.
Yeah.
So you don't have to go through pilot training.
You don't necessarily. You can go and do a tour, or you can... Yeah, that's the easiest way. If you choose the tours and fly the legs of the tours, you can build up hours in whatever aeroplane you like.
Okay.
So if you did a couple of flights in 737 or something on the European tour, that would get you straight into the GA aeroplanes. You know, to unlock all of them.
I'm sorry, I feel like you're going to answer that question a lot.
Yes. No, we left the tours open on purpose because otherwise, I've been involved in other virtual airlines where it was really annoying that you had to go and slog around for hours and hours. So we've got elements of it where we've got the flight training for people that want to do, you know, go back to re-experience the Cessna and the Robin and things like that. It was a bit of a shock to the system for me because my French is terrible and the cockpit and the Robin is all in French. So I found myself trying to do a flight. Something you may not be aware of, if you're using ACARS, it judges you. So you can see how correctly you followed procedures. So there I am flying the Robin and I can't read any of the switches. So I'm Googling them as I'm flying to switch the landing lights on and off and stuff like that.
If you had a honeycomb yoke, you would switch on there.
It would. One day, when I'm feeling rich.
I don't know if it's going to show, but as you're flying around this island, if you get to the mainland bit, not the little disparate islands, about the middle point, quite high up on a cliff, there should be a very big white building.
Yeah, I can see it.
And that is that's where people go for one of the finest wineries in Greece, and you get a lot of tasting going on there. And at the same time, you can look down into the caldera and look at all the cruise ships, because they don't moor alongside; they're all scattered in the caldera, moored up on just drop anchors.
It's fascinating. I guess it's like a natural harbour, isn't it, that protects it?
Very much so, yeah. Very calm. The little island on the right-hand side that I'm flying at the moment now, there's some lovely restaurants. You get a ferry over there, and you might actually be able to, I can't see the donkey trails. They have donkey trails going up and down the hill.
I can see the donkey trails just before I hit the cliff.
So someone in the live stream has asked, is there a livery for the virtual airline? It's funny you say that. If you look in the codex, one of our members, Emmanuel, who's on this flight, has made lots and lots of liveries for various aircraft for VirtualFlight.Online. And yeah, if you go and look in the codex link, either on the main site or in the airline, you can get to all of his liveries are on FlightSim.2. So you can go and get them.
And if you go on FlightSim.2, you just type VirtualFlight.Online in the search bar, you will get all the available liveries.
Cool.
Is anybody in the British one he put out?
Sorry, what was that again?
Is anybody using the King Air one you put out?
I think
Somebody is. I saw it.
Yeah.
It's me, Lasseur.
Cool. You have to take some screenshots. I'm going to have to go and have a look at this building on top of the hill then, because I can see it.
There's a wiggly path. Is that the donkey track, Jim, you're talking about?
Yes, I think it is. I'm just coming up to it now to have a look. Yeah, I think that's it.
We're just about on time actually if we get into the halfway point at 10 to the hour, that's perfect for the 10-minute break.
Yeah, I can see the winery. It's quite obvious. It's quite a big building compared to everything else.
It's steep, isn't it, on the approach?
I think Lyndon's just flown over it, actually.
Yeah, there's a few of us there now.
Yeah, geographically it's not quite accurate because it's actually further down the hill.
Yeah, I think you can see where the main building is if you fly over, but they've not got the right building on it, if that makes sense.
No, that's right, it's just stock building, isn't it?
Yeah, there's like a big sandy car park area with a driveway, like a curved driveway and fountains or something.
Yeah, there's a big sort of open plaza there.
Yeah,
as well,
that's it, you can see it on the ground.
Cafes, restaurants and things like that.
Rows and rows of trees. Yeah, there's a bar, yeah.
A spa.
Oh yes, I thought you said a bar, sorry.
Something sweet and spa. No doubt there is a bar too.
Oh,
Right,
there is.
so which way's the wind? Which direction should we be coming
Runway 34 you should be on it.
in? It's a crosswind, isn't it?
270 at
Okay,
on runway 33. 270 at 6.
cool. Then lose some height and speed and come in for an approach.
Delios Place.
Well, the other thing you can't see from here is that all the beaches are black sand.
You can see it from here. The beach looks more dirty.
So
Well,
Yeah,
just thrown
I
out.
suppose that's its representation, yeah.
I guess it's volcanic, isn't it? Because it's a volcano.
Yeah.
It's all
It's quite coarse, the sand.
yeah, it's ash and pumice, I guess.
Yeah, all the beaches look, well, sort of dark grey.
Yeah, that was worth a nice little detour. Lots of memories coming in there.
Just side slipping it in. That's the one thing about this Skymaster, you really can throw it around. It's a huge airfield, isn't it?
Yeah, when you zoom out, the size of the airport compared to the island is just crazy. It's too big.
Is it a military one?
It's a massive tourist destination.
Ah, okay.
I want to get big aeroplanes in with lots of people on. I've lost my ability to steer on the ground.
You've got to stop drinking.
You've got your wheels down.
I hope so.
No, I think that's a start drinking.
get off the middle of the runway. Get out of everyone's way.
Runway 33 vacated.
I'm going to taxi down the side. Right. Parking brakes on.
I'm gonna stop here for tonight. Been quite sick all along the weekend, so I need to catch up on some sleep.
Okay.
Enjoy the rest of the flight, guys.
Yeah, see you soon.
Nighty night.
Have a nice week.
Good night, Emmanuel. He's an hour different to us.
Yes, he's an hour ahead. So it's already nearly 10 o'clock for him.
Airball time.
Did you call him an arrowhead?
No.
An hour ahead.
An hour ahead, yes. Sorry. I was just I was rewinding in my head saying, what did they say? What did they say? Oh, here comes somebody coming in. Right, so 10-minute break. If anybody wants to go grab a coffee or fill a glass up of whatever they're drinking, or
What a good
Anybody
idea.
want to answer a dumb question? In that
Go
flight
on.
school, do you have to actually? Does it teach you anything, or do you have to just be scored in the school?
it kind of does it through a sideways route, because you are scored on procedural stuff on the ACARS system. So how hard your landing is, whether you have had your beacon light on while the engine is running.
That's a test. Does it teach you anything though?
No, but you
No.
learn.
Yeah, you learn the procedures in order to get a high score, if that makes sense.
Yes. Okay, I'm with you now.
You learn by your mistakes.
It's
basically.
Yeah.
self-learning.
Yeah, and it's there. You know, nothing happens if you get a rubbish score, other than somebody might see it and have a bit of a giggle. You obviously, if you crash, you get a 0.
So I'm a comedian.
No, but it's good fun because it just encourages you to do things correctly if you've got it on. I will say the first few flights I did with the ACARS on were more stressful than they needed to be, because I didn't want to do badly, if that makes sense.
Exactly.
But there is a
Well,
page.
got my-
There's always loads of help around there. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
There's an FAQ in here, isn't there? that
Yep.
answers just me.
I just got my review back from landing here because I was doing the ACARS with our group, and I got a 70% because I got a stall on landing. But sometimes you want a stall horn.
Yes.
And then yeah.
The trouble is, the ACARS is really designed for commercial flight. So, you know, the big jets and the business
Yeah.
jets.
Yeah.
So that's why there's a few things we've zeroed the score out on, or we've lowered it dramatically, because it judges you for having the landing lights on below 10,000 feet. That really only applies to business jets and that 737s, things like that. So it's not very fair for GA aeroplanes.
I was thinking about the landing lights. You know how it says it needs landing lights at 10,000 feet
Yep.
above and then off at when you're at 10,000 feet.
Yep.
Can you adjust that yourself
No,
in the
it's baked in.
thing? Because if you did
because it's
2,000,
American.
that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because it's American, the standard is thou shalt have thy landing lights on below 10,000 feet.
Yeah. So the other thing
Yeah.
it checks is that you have not exceeded 250 knots below 10,000 feet, which again
That's
is commercial
standard,
traffic. Yeah. Obviously, if you're in a fast fighter jet, you're going to break that rule.
I don't think I'm going to join then. I'm
You don't have to pay any attention to the scores. If anything, it's
no,
just a,
but Patrick's going to be watching, and Lee is definitely going to be watching.
to be honest, the scores are completely secondary. Most of it is about tours, and there are scheduled flights you can go and do, and you get a logbook that fills itself in as you fly. So you can look back, and while someone's in the air, you can actually click on them on a live map and see where they're going, and see their track. It's quite clever.
So transmitter on steroids?
Kind of, yeah. It's like it's a much better version of what transmitter does. But like I said, it does have its shortcomings. It's not perfect.
Never will be, but it's pretty good. Not bad.
The problem is with all of the ACARS clients is they can't accurately figure out what aeroplane you're in, because unless they've got a database of what the simulator reports that you are in, they can't do it, and that would mean updating that database every time a new plane comes out.
Or lock you into just the default, which no one's going to want that.
And the simulator actually reports the name of the livery. So if you're in a custom livery, it's not going to be in the database.
Mm-hmm.
And Jim, for example, I've got a 737-800 painted as my air, but it's a real faff to get it called my air. So if you see me flying around in an Iberia 737-800, it's actually my air livery.
Yep.
I could do it, but it's an awful lot of work. And I haven't yet worked out how to do it. There is a simple way, I'm sure, but I don't know how to.
So I'll give it 5 minutes and we'll get on our way again. I'm going to switch on now and just circle the airfield while we're waiting for everybody to come back.
I'm going to get some fuel.
I've got to remember how to power this plane back up.
This is one of the easy ones.
Yeah. Wait, it is if you remember to turn the mixture back up.
Yes.
I'm going to go check the volume levels. I didn't really look at them properly on the way in.
Oh, I found the answer to why my internal sounds were quiet.
Oh yeah?
Headphone mode.
Aha! Yes, it simulates having headphones on.
Yep. But I thought, oh, that'll be right, because I have headphones on anyway. It's extremely quiet. And really loud, because I had it turned up too loud, because I wasn't hearing very well.
While we're sat here on the ground, actually, I might... Actually, no, I'm not going to use the GPS, that's cheating. I'm just going to fly it by hand. Can I please...
I'm just following.
So somebody on the live stream said, can I show the exterior of my aeroplane? So here we go. Let me change the time of day.
You gotta mark it up. You gotta say, yeah, for subscription, I will show you.
You got the green one.
Yep.
The 70s green.
The snot green Skymaster.
It's the same as the bathroom suites, isn't it?
Oh, somebody's got the V-tail. I nearly flew that tonight.
It's underwhelming compared to the push-pull Skyhawk.
I don't know. It's still it's quite nice to fly though.
Yeah.
I've just got your live stream up. I'm hearing everybody twice. Oh God, including myself.
Do we have a flight plan? Somebody's asking. I'm going to pull up little nav map while we're sat here and show them where we're going next. So the flight plan, we put it on Discord every week. Tonight we are going from Santorini, flying across. We'll probably go via Anafi, I think that's called, along the way, over to Astipalaya. I think that's how you pronounce it. Or Astipalaya. And then over to Hippocrates. Again, we'll probably detour and have a look. There looks like a volcano top a few miles to the south, which looks quite cool. Nisyros. Or we could go north over to Kalimnos, sorry. It's funny, if we had a native Greek person on the channel, they'd probably be laughing at these pronunciations. But yeah, so just to explain it to the live stream, so we write up the route. We don't provide a flight plan because then it encourages people to learn either how the airplane navigation works or to use something like Little Nav Map, or there's lots of various solutions around. Little Nav Map's free and it's very easy to use.
Yeah, plays well with the transmitter.
It does, yes. We have a little program called Transmitter that you just run. It's for free download from the Virtual Flight website, and it makes these little red aeroplanes appear. So each person that is running Transmitter appears as a red aeroplane live on Little Nav Map. So you can see on the parking here there's a whole collection, and if you click on a plane it tells you what sort of plane it is and what their name is. So there's Senator Kelly going past in his 310R no tail. Oh, there goes another Skymaster. Follow him out. Cut up by a Kodiak.
I was going to say, I thought you were a Skymaster and I see a Kodiak. That's obviously cut you up.
That's fine.
Or is it a caravan?
That's the thing, these flights are completely relaxed, there's no real rules, it's just going for a fly together for a couple of hours.
Doing it again. Oh, he's taken off on the taxiway.
Well, you can in a Kodiak. We should have the Harrison Ford Award,
Yeah, the
shouldn't
Harrison
we?
Ford Award. Yeah.
Oh! Because on the Virtual Airline we can give out awards. Yes, the Harrison Ford Award. You'd have to have a landed. You wouldn't be able to detect landing on a taxiway, though, would you? Unless you saw it.
You'd have to see it. Well, there's usually enough witnesses.
I could make a pylon award, couldn't I?
Is there an under-bridge award?
Not yet. There's no awards yet, really. I've just been... Literally, the Virtual Airline has existed for 3 days. We're on day number 4. So the few tours and stuff that have been created were really to shake it down to see how it works.
I have a question.
Yep.
9 hours in a Islander?
I've fixed that.
Have you?
Yes, there was a mistake in the table it used to calculate the routes.
I feel like he was taking the time of departure or something as the...
No, it was just... I think I'd used the kilometre range instead of the nautical mile range.
Alright.
Which is 1.8 times its actual. So yeah, the Islander can do just about 4 hours, but that'd be right on the limit of its range.
Yeah.
But there are more routes coming. To begin with, all I did was set up 2 or 3 or no, sorry, 7 hubs on each continent, and then I'm going to go through each of those hubs and make like hub and spoke regional routes. I've just not done the regional routes yet.
What have you been messing around at?
Oh, looks like there's a queue for takeoff.
To answer your question before, yes, this is a military airport and just going by some hangars, reinforced hangar.
Double takeoff.
So Tony Dark Zero has posted in the live stream, said, "Gutted I've missed the flight. Unfortunately, tiling the bathroom had to come first." Been there.
I knew there was something I was supposed to do today.
My wife thinks that's what I am doing.
Right, so I'm just going to circle this airfield until everybody's back.
I don't know who I took off with, but they're not transmitting. They need to start their engine and lift their gear up.
I guess the other point we can make about the virtual airline is obviously you can do the flights anytime you like. There's no kind of timed aspect to it at all. So it's something to do when you're at a loose end. And as we add more and more tours around the world to complete, you'll always be able to find something of interest to you, possibly, if we do a good job with the tours.
I got another question.
Yep.
Home base. Did I try to pick one? Does it matter?
It doesn't matter. It's just a thing that's built into their system. We're not using the real functionality for it. There is a function built into it that we could use if we were pretending to be a proper airline, where you can buy a jump seat to get home. So say you completed a flight and you've gone out to somewhere that there's no route back anytime soon. Does that make sense? So there's no scheduled flight back in the near future for you. What you could do is buy a jump seat on a different aeroplane to get home. So then somebody else who comes flying through, you can basically get in their aeroplane as they come through and they automatically take you home.
But there's no home base for the airline.
No, we're not bothering with that functionality. So although it asks you for it, just pick something that's nearby to you in the real world, I guess.
Okay.
But that's
Sorry
why it's
if you
really
brought-
there. Sorry, go on.
Sorry if you brought this up already, Jonathan, but did you mention about the ability to charter flights?
Not yet. No. So yeah, although we've talked about doing tours and scheduled flights, you can also do charters, and that's kind of where the rank structure comes in. Any plane or group of planes in the fleet, which I've put most of the planes that are common in flight sim in there already. Any plane you are qualified to fly through the hours you have done, you can charter to fly anywhere you like. It does it via SimBrief, so you need a free SimBrief account, but you can basically say I want to fly from here to here and just pick any aeroplane. The only problem...
On the charter, someone would request you.
Yeah, in the real world. But in this way, you can just say, I want to do this route, please. The only problem with it is SimBrief doesn't have all of the aircraft types, so sometimes you might have to substitute SimBrief with something that's similar to the airplane you've got.
You can create aircraft for your fleet in SimBrief.
Yeah, but the ICAO code for a flight plan, they've only got a limited list of the aircraft ICAO codes that they will allow.
Patrick, is that only applicable if you actually pay for SimBrief?
SimBrief is
I don't know.
free.
SimBrief was free. It's part of Navigraph now, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's still free.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's Navigraph you pay for, isn't it? Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah,
so shall we set off? Sorry.
I have created an aircraft before in SimBrief, but the ICAO codes already existed. Presumably already existed in SimBrief. I just haven't put it in there.
Somebody can see where I'm flying. There's a building right on the top of the highest point of Santorini.
Yeah, it's a castle.
Right, I'm going to go and set up to get off in the correct direction now, after doing some aerobatics and unintentionally.
So, I mean, I've been to Santorini. I don't remember a castle. Is that a Moorish castle?
It's a Venetian castle from the time when it was ruled by Venice, by the Republic of Venice.
Hey, thank you.
Welcome. Well,
71 degrees. So yeah, the next leg then, 71 degrees, 45 miles to what's the name of it again? Astipalaya.
Easy for you to take. Something I do like about the HR system is if you have a crash to desktop, you've got 10 minutes to restart your sim.
Yeah, I've not actually tried it yet.
Oh, I have. I've had 2 crash to desktops using it.
And it came back and it was okay?
Yes.
So how do you have to come back into the sim?
Put your aircraft in the position it was when it crashed.
What, using SLU or something?
Either I just started it at the nearest airport and flew it where I could see my dotted trail.
Oh yeah, on this nav map. Okay, I get it.
You can also use FSUI PC to load up, because you can get it to save like once a minute or once every 2 minutes or whatever.
I guess that's the paid version.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew there had to be a reason for the paid version.
It's very useful.
Sorry, what is FSUIP?
FSUI PC, it's a middleware layer. You run it in the background and leave it running. ACARS relies on it. It provides access to the internals of the simulator, both for controls and for all of the data on what the aeroplane's doing.
So is that something you need for VirtualFlight.Online?
For the ACARS client, yeah, it needs FSU IPC running to be able to work.
Right. So when I come into VirtualFlight.Online,
yeah, I've written a big guide on it.
Everything I need.
Yeah, I've written a big guide on it, a getting started guide.
Okay.
It's not
you
complicated.
don't need to do anything with it. Just turn it on.
Yep.
And have it running on the, in the background.
Okay, Dave, what are you talking about?
FSU IPC.
Yeah.
You just run it, and it'll enable ACARS to work.
Okay.
The bridge, kind of.
Yes.
You don't even have to have it running, do you?
It will try and automatically start itself with the sim if you let it, but that's optional.
I've never used ACARS before.
It's quite cool. I'll do a session with you if you want, Jim, when I got a bit of time, and show you how it works.
That'd be useful. I'll get on. I'll sign up.
Yeah, to be honest, I need to record a video to help out people that have never used anything like it. So if they see me install it and use it, it'll be straightforward.
It's another £40 a month.
That's quite a niche interest video, I imagine.
I got a payware version, but you can get free.
Yeah, I didn't know about that feature though, where it can record where you are and bring you back there.
Oh, that's the payware one,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
How much is that?
It's not 25 quid, somewhere around there, I think. I can't
For a year.
No, forever. I bought it, 10, 15 years ago. I can't remember when I bought it.
Quite a few desktop like flight sim accessories use FSU IPC. Or they rely on it, I should say.
You can set up axes and buttons and all sorts with it. It's really a massive tool.
But the free version, it just provides the interface. Sorry, Jim?
For them, Dave.
It's a massive tool.
What a tool. No.
Sorry.
How are we doing?
That's tickle me now. I'm guessing the touch and go on the next one is Tassipiala, or however you pronounce it. Is it going to be 3-3 again?
Looks like it, doesn't it? The wind is from the north. I'm just going to check the wind on the ground down there. Yeah, 300 degrees, 9 knots on the ground.
So 3-3?
Yep. So I'm just going to head off the anybody. I always get asked this on YouTube videos, what the navigation program is, what the map program is. It's Little Nav Map, and it's a free download. So if you just Google it, you'll find it. It's a fantastic piece of software.
I finally managed to do my Tuesday night flight in the Dreamliner 2 days ago.
How are you getting on with that?
It's a nightmare.
Really?
Don't fly it then.
On the ground, it's like a pig. It really is.
Have you got a mod installed to improve it?
Yeah, I've got the heavy mod.
Oh, okay.
But even so, all the videos I've watched and everything, they say it's a nightmare to
taxi.
He is going slowly.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but if you've got a tight turn, it'll just stop on you.
Yeah. That's one of the things that's in the ACARS client actually, Jim, overspeeding on taxiing.
What are you saying?
Well, no, because I'm guilty of it. I've been done for it several times already.
But it's not an easy plane to fly. That's for
No,
sure.
it isn't. I've only ever had a couple of goes in it, and I just thought this isn't fun.
No, it's not. But I'm going to stick with it. But I think for the my air flights, I think I'm going to stick to the 320 for a little while. Because I got very frustrated. 3 times it crashed on me on Tuesday night. In the end, I just had to come out of it completely. Just crazy.
You got the 737, Jim?
787-10.
No, have you got the 73?
Oh yeah, I've got that. Yeah.
The PMDG?
No.
No, you got the Briddock.
Yeah. I don't have any problems with that. I've thought about getting the PMDG because everybody seems to have it, and it's a good place to come for advice. But I'm quite happy having sort of managed to get to grips with the A320 now. It took me a while, as you know. But I got there in the end.
Yeah. We've got Keith struggling to come to terms with the 737. I said to him the other day, it's exactly the same as it is or was in P3D, because he was struggling to program the FMC. He said, well, I never used the FMC in P3D. I don't know how he flew.
I have the... What was the French aerobatic trainer called? It's just off my wing. I've just noticed him. Epsilon. No, Epsilon.
Epsilon.
Yeah, that's what I'm flying right now.
Very cool.
My plane to go.
It is great fun. It rolls on its axis perfectly, doesn't it?
Yeah. You can go for aerobatics, you can go slow, you can go fast.
Yep.
Anything.
I've just realised why I'm so far behind everybody. I've been cruising along chatting to everybody at 95 knots.
Oh, that's another thing, Jim. On the ACARS, if you hit the slew button, there's a penalty for it.
Do you know, I don't think I've ever used that.
I've not tried accelerating the sim rate to see if it complains about it. I don't think it does. And it doesn't do the horrible thing that some of the other airlines do, where it forces a radio frequency change every so often.
The best one, if you crash, you lose your score total.
Yeah, you do.
What do you lose?
Not your historical
Well,
scores.
you get a percentage rating of your flight of how close you were to doing everything by the book. If you crash, it's 0.
8 or 9 flights, I've had about 3 100%, and then the rest are... The best one, nobody's going to beat it, was my landing.
How many thousand feet a minute was it?
It was 1,999 on one, but 1,000 when I looked in.
Was that on the runway, or was that into a field somewhere?
Into a field.
Were there any pylons involved?
No, it was looking like a vertical dive. I stalled on the approach, and it rolled over and bang.
on the Dreamliner, on one of the times I actually, not a crash, not to desktop, but I actually crashed, and it's because I ran out of fuel, and I'd loaded all the fuel up and the reserve as per Simbrief and the plans.
Did you have the fuel pumps on, Jim?
Yeah, I did.
So I had a centre tank with fuel in it in the 737, and I ran out of fuel, so I didn't have the fuel pumps on.
On the centre tanks.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
fuel in the centre tank.
You've got me thinking now.
Yeah, I've done that before. You get a warning on the engineering display because it gives you the 3 fuel levels next to each other in the bottom corner.
Yeah, that's the one thing I have on just about all the time.
Yeah, if you've not got the pumps on the centre tank, there's a little warning down there.
I wonder if that was what it was then.
Yeah, I've done that so many times where I've forgotten to turn the pumps on for the centre tanks.
What aircraft is that?
737.
Oh, okay. A lot of GA aircraft, I don't ever use the auxiliary pumps.
In GA planes, it tends to be to transfer the fuel, doesn't it?
Ah.
Because if it's high wing, it's just gravity fed. If it's low wing, you transfer, you direct it one wing or the other. Unless it's a fancy modern plane and it does it all for you. I will see if anybody has the Islander, since they updated it for the computational fluid dynamics stuff in the flight model. It's fun. You drop the flaps. Yeah, it's modelling the airflow over the shape of the aeroplane, so it's actually better than X-plane at it. And yeah, it's fun. You drop those great big flaps on the Islander, and suddenly you're giving it as much nose down as you think you can to stop the aeroplane flipping over backwards. It's got a very narrow flight envelope when the flaps are down, but if you get it right, you can go up and down like you're in an elevator. It's brilliant.
Patrick, just going back to these pumps, can I ask you a question? Did you have your centre pumps on right from the start, or is it something you put on?
No, I hadn't put them on at all.
And normally, though, would you have them on from cold and dark when you put your pumps on? Or
If you have fuel in the tanks, yeah. The reason it's so easy to do, Jim, is the fuel tank switches, or sorry, the fuel pump switches on the 737 are in a row, but there are 2 above, which are the centre tanks. So when you're just going through your checklist, you go and flick the ones off in the row, and it's very easy to forget the ones that are above.
Yeah, it's actually the opposite in the Dreamliner.
Right.
But they are separate and they're down. But I'm just, you've got me thinking now. I'm going to have to look at that.
It was just a thought. I mean, like I say, I did it the other night, and it wasn't until I crashed that I realised what I'd done.
It's a good point. It really is.
They're both engines shut down.
Because it just suddenly went down, bang.
Right.
Nothing I could do. The problem is afterwards, unless you actually record the flight, you can't really go back and see. And recording the flight takes up a huge amount of bloody space.
Yeah.
But I'm getting there, slowly sure.
It's a pretty little island string.
It is. I'm descending down to go and fly over the hills on the way in.
What island is this we're heading for?
Good question. Astipalaya.
Astipalaya.
I think that's how you pronounce it.
I don't know it. I know most of the Greek islands.
Astipalaya, I think, or Palais, I think the actual island's called.
Palea?
Yeah, it'll be Palea.
Yeah.
I have a question about the virtual flight school. But
Yeah.
first, does my mic work here in the Discord?
Yeah, perfect.
Cool, thanks, Jonathan. I appreciate all the virtual flight school stuff.
Cool.
I've been watching the videos to try to get on everything. I've just been playing this for like 40 hours, and I actually haven't even done a lot of the smaller planes, like the 152 and the 172.
Yep.
But so I started the training flights in the online school, even though I heard you saying earlier you didn't necessarily have to pick those planes, you could pick other ones, but I'm still just going to try to pick those planes because I haven't flown them yet anyways.
Yep, exactly, yeah.
But I noticed the one, and my question is, when it has the location, like leaving one airport to the next airport, and it's just the same departure airport and the same arrival airport there, it has an hour duration. Are you allowed to just fly around wherever you want?
Exactly.
So long as it'll record that?
You don't even have to spend an hour at it. That's an approximate. That's really for routes. It doesn't really work for, it's just, the whole idea was we put 3 flights in that flight school thing, just to go fly around for 3 hours to get you to the next level. That's all it was really about. But yeah,
I like the idea of it though, because I kind of wanted some more structure to like this game to kind of make me feel like I'm doing certain things in it.
I guess if you think in terms of a real flying lesson, you would be doing circuits. Going round and round, doing landings and takeoffs at the same airfield.
Yeah, and I really I'm kind of lazy using the autopilot, but I like the G1000 and I like the little nav map program that you always use.
Yep.
And ever since I figured out, to just export the flight plan from little nav map, Microsoft Flight Simulator can upload the flight plans, which sometimes it will have it already plugged into some of the default aircraft, that has the G1000.
Yep. Yeah, it works very well. Right, I'm going to circle the airfield, watching everybody come in for their landing. Or touch and go, I should say. Yes, I started working my way through the Great Britain tour on the events. Oh, sorry, the tours, I should say, on the airline. So, but that's unrestricted, so you can just pick different GA planes all the time. Whatever you've got.
I'm halfway through the US coast one. I haven't seen the coast yet. Apart from Friday Harbour, it's all inland.
You're near the coast. You don't have to go direct line. You could go along the coast and come back in again.
I'm following Interstate 5 most of the way.
Oh, okay.
Jonathan, can you define GA aircraft?
General aviation. So something somebody might be able to afford and fly for the fun.
It's basically somebody who can fly with a private license.
Yeah.
Private pilot's license.
Right. So we're talking small aircraft.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Now, I got a little bit mixed up when you were talking about... No, I'm getting confused now. Between on the virtual airline, you said it gives you the GA if you do your 3 hours on
Yes. So, in order to pick... I'm just trying to think it through myself now. To do a chartered flight wherever you like, you are limited by the airplanes you have qualified for. On your rank. Yeah? You go up through ranks according to the hours you have logged. So if you want to go and do a chartered flight, for example, you'll type the ICAO code of the aeroplane you're going to use, and it will come back, and if you haven't got that plane yet, or you're not qualified for it, it will say you can't use that. I mean, there's nothing to stop you actually using it. The ACARS client won't complain. It doesn't complain about aircraft type. It's just a guideline, yeah, to give people some sensible guidelines to fly to.
So I've made it to D-class captain.
You have? Oh, well done. So that means you're on the turboprops.
Well, I could do, yeah.
But it's just all done as a guideline though, Jim. It's not, none of it's like policed too strictly.
No, I can imagine it being very much like...
You've got to remember everybody's doing it for fun. It's not, it's like, I thought I was earning money, but apparently it's only make-believe.
Are we supposed to take off here?
Touch and go is meant
It's
to
a
be.
touch and go. I'm just circling because I'm just waiting for people to come in.
I stopped to watch. There's
I
people coming
bounced.
in pairs.
And I'm coming in last.
I'm still halfway to Santorini. Don't know what you're all on about.
Santorini.
That was the last stop, Dave.
Yeah, but I'm only halfway from there. Well, I ain't halfway yet.
What are you
What are you
flying?
flying?
Oh, did you take off late? Maybe you took off late.
Yeah, I did.
Did you have a little nap?
Pylons got in the way.
You got distracted by a pylon, yeah?
I had to remove some damage.
He was the last one in, Jonathan.
I think I might
No,
be.
somebody else. Somebody else. 157, who's that? Yes, sir.
I'm coming in behind 2 or 3. Lesser and Feel the Reaper.
So somebody's asking on the live stream, what game is this? It's Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Tell them it's not a game, Jonathan.
Oh, that's how to really wind people up, isn't it?
World War III, that.
This isn't just a game.
Who are you calling a gamer?
And it's definitely not fun.
No. You wouldn't do this for fun.
When you've reinstalled it 10 times and crashed to desktop 20 times.
Right.
Well, that is the game.
Next leg is 64 degrees, 37 nautical miles to our final destination for the evening, which is Hippocrates.
Named after Hippocrates, the father of medicine. As in the Hippocratic Oath. That
I
all
was going to say, is that on your oath?
Absolutely. I
That's
took
not
it.
the father of hypocrisy.
No.
He might be.
No relation, guys.
Okay. Gonna try and fly formation with people for a while.
That's a lovely looking island that we just stopped at. However you pronounce it.
It is gorgeous, isn't it?
It's without doubt the Greek islands are my favourite European holiday destination. My sister lives on the island of Kos, but she's home from in the UK next week, so I'm going to meet her for a little while.
Very nice.
I'm trying to catch up with the plane ahead and I can't catch him. Can I give up and look for somebody else to formate with?
Looks like we have no option but runway 14 at the next and final airport. Runway 32 is off limits. And the airport is at an elevation of 393 feet. Very bumpy at the moment.
It was bumpy earlier on.
No, I think it's just because of the ridge that I'm at, a mountain or hill that I just went over, that's why. There was a guy on maybe a week or so ago, it might have been more than that, no. I think it was when we did the Stearman Iceland trip, which we must do again, Jonathan, something like that again.
Yeah, that was good fun, wasn't it?
He was talking about something he had for his seat that he sat on, where he felt every bump.
The butt kicker.
The butt kicker, yeah, but what's it really called?
Butt kicker.
That is its name. It's like a subwoofer that attaches to the chair.
Get in mind this week.
So is that B-U-T-T kicker?
Yep.
Yeah.
Subwoofer that attaches to the chair.
Well, it pretty much is, isn't
I
it?
love it.
Well, that's apparently how you do it.
Yeah, it fools your senses.
Sorry?
It fools your senses.
Well, my wife thinks it's a great idea getting a butt kicker.
She's volunteered to do it for you.
Yeah, I know.
Get off that simmer. Kick your butt.
Seen these videos of people who've got the chair that goes all over the place and everything. That would be fantastic. But I can't get it in this room, that's for sure. But the butt kicker might just be the answer. So has anybody experienced it?
No.
I will tell you in a week.
Okay, I look forward to that. Please remind me.
I will.
My ex-wife would say yes.
What's the patient being admitted with?
He got his butt kicked.
And how did this device enter you?
Forcibly.
I used to work with was quite large. And they had a habit of, we used to have a big chair and a little chair. They were both swivelling armchairs for controllers. And he used to have a habit of putting his feet up on the desk. And he was sitting in the big chair one day and he put his feet up on the desk and the seat collapsed. Well, he landed on the spine, but didn't enter quite.
Ouch.
Lucky it was on one button. Rather than betwixt. He says, nobody going to help me out? He said no.
I'm just having a look at, I've got butt kicker, £170. but it doesn't look like some kind of a pad you put on the seat.
It's a ram, isn't it?
You don't actually sit on it, it shakes the chair.
Yeah, you have to put it on the bit that's holding the chair up, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I might get one of those.
Get two, Jim.
Why?
Make sure.
Now, Patrick.
Do you know Pie the Sky, the YouTube guy? He's got one of these videos online about his experience on one of these butt kicker things. And he highly recommends it.
Yeah, when we did the Stearman flight, one of the guys on that flight had one, and the Stearman has probably got the thumpiest engine of any aircraft in the game.
He sure felt it.
Yeah.
I watched that video the other day actually, and I brought Jackie in to see it. It really was a wonderful flight, that.
It was brilliant fun, wasn't it? Just by pure... Sorry, go on.
Some of the shots of us flying, even with the FA-18
oh yes, I forgot that.
Interjecting at certain points, us flying as a squadron was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, by pure luck that evening, just for everyone's benefit, about 6 or 7 of us on the same flight all had Stearmans, so we all ended up flying in tight formation with each other.
And it's available to watch. You can see it, can't you?
Yeah, it's on YouTube because we streamed it that night.
It was a brilliant flight, really was.
Yeah, the Stearman is great fun in flight sim.
Also, another thing, you can get joysticks that shake, can't you?
Yeah, you can. Stick shakers.
I think that's going just one bit too far for me. I don't mind my butt being kicked, but I don't want the rest of me shaking as well.
Well, it's only your arm.
Come on, Dave, you know, when you get to our age, if you shake your arm, the whole body shakes. I like to be shaken, not stirred.
Okay, so we need to come in from the south side of Hippocrates, so it's the big hill we can see in the distance, isn't it?
You can only go in on runway 14, Jonathan.
Really?
Yeah, 3-2 is closed.
Oh, okay. So
I
we're
did
going
say that earlier on. But
Tailwind City.
I'm used to being ignored, don't worry.
No, I do remember you saying.
Check your 5 o'clock.
Which is why I'm currently on the heading 055.
Oh, there we go, some close formation going on here. Print screen. I'm gently turning, aren't I? I'm not watching it.
Who put this trip together today, Jonathan? You?
Yeah.
It's a nice one.
It's just a nice calm one, isn't it?
Very nice, yeah.
Also landscape. Nice flight, mates.
Only nice because there's no fog. No
yes.
clouds.
Yeah, it's the first time in a while there's been no fog.
Yeah, we've had horrendous weather on some of the recent group flights, haven't we?
I remember when I first started flying with you guys, we had this massive fog bank right down to the ground and I came right through it.
Right, this is a challenge. Can you see the line of windmills?
Yeah.
It's got to be a slalom, hasn't it? Is it doable? You'd have to slow down a bit, I guess. to side slip to slow myself down, I think.
I'm showing an 11 knot tailwind.
Yep.
Here. Is that right?
Yep.
Oh, this is going to be fun then.
I'm going to try and do the slalom through these windmills. It's probably not going to go well. I'm going far too fast.
Not too close, aren't they?
Not much space in between them.
I don't think the roll rate on this is good enough either.
You can do this.
It could do with it. Oh, actually, no, the blades are really close. I've not got the... Can you hit the blades of windmills?
Don't know.
I don't think
try
so.
it.
We'll find out.
Try it,
Damage
Jonathan.
off.
No, it's not going to do it! I give up on that one.
Yeah, I gave up.
I think you need the epsilon to have the roll rate to even attempt it. Or the little RV14 or something like that.
Is Doug2633 live on Discord?
Yeah, I'm here.
Thought you might be somebody else. Thank you.
I did have the same question, Mark.
Oh, you've left him very disappointed now that he's not somebody else.
Well, we
Not at all. Not at all.
we
Glad
are.
you're here, John. Welcome.
This is a guy we used to play golf with regularly, but he got VR and we haven't seen him since, either flying or...
That sounds like an illness. VR. Probably is actually thinking about it.
Yeah.
Hoping I'm going to see the runway soon.
I'm at dusk now.
Yes, so am I.
Same.
Very, very pretty.
Yes, it is.
It also shows up all the marks on the windscreen.
It does. Aha, I can see the runway. I'll do the usual trick and circle while everybody else is coming in, I guess. Although I suppose a lot of people have already got there, haven't they? Oh no, I'm close to the front. So I'm going to cut off towards the airfield. If I pull up the map at the same time, we can see where people are coming in. See, we're all lining up.
You in the water, Dave?
Oh, I'm at 500 feet.
Oh, you're showing 350 at the moment.
Excellent. Very, very nice.
Oh, that is very cool, looking at the nav lights out across the bay. You've all arranged yourself very neatly.
Good to hear it. There are trees at the end of the runway. One big one, slap bang in the middle.
We need to hire a lumberjack.
Where are you guys flying tonight?
We're just finishing a group flight at, I can't remember the name of the island now. We're in the Greek islands.
Of course.
It does look very pretty at dusk, doesn't it?
That's wonderful, all of you in a line.
Makes me want to get on a plane and go to Greece.
Must be 30 years ago, or was it last year?
Oh, I've been about 20 times since then, in that time.
Jim, I was thinking the same thing. Might be time to set up a cruise.
What, of the Greek islands?
Yeah, I've never been. I'd love to see it.
I think a cruise to the Greek islands is a waste. You need to just go to one and really experience it.
I love the idea, but not having a guide or someone who knows. Yeah.
Well, we've pretty much done it dead on, haven't we? We've come in for 2 hours.
Excellent.
Yeah, we nailed it.
A little bit of sightseeing along the way to eat some time up.
Very nice flight, Jonathan. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, really good. Thanks.
Thanks, Jonathan. It was great.
Wonderful way to finish the week.
Good flight.
Yeah, really good flight.
Skid the plane in a Starsky and Hutch fashion to get onto the taxiway.
Jim, golf tomorrow?
Yeah. What time?
7:30, 12:30?
No, hang on a minute. Chucky's going to get a nail. 11:30, 12:30. It's going to be near.
It was nice listening in, everybody. I'll catch you next time. Hopefully I can join the next event.
Cool. See you soon.
Yeah. Bye. Later.
Goodbye.
Thanks, everybody.
It's going to be near 2 o'clock for me, Mark.
That'll work. Thank you.
Okay. Engine off. I think this aircraft has got the kit for outside, hasn't it? Yeah, static elements. External power.
Okay, thank you guys. Very enjoyable.
Thank you. Bye bye, guys. Have a good day.
I'm gonna say night night as well. So night night, everyone.
Yep. See you soon.
Yeah, I'm going to go as well. Thank you very much.
Good night, Patrick.
Cheers.
Brilliant.
Jonathan, I might just drop you an email
Yeah, that's fine.
about joining and setting up.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll do a video this week when I get a chance, showing the whole process all the way through.
Oh, I might as well wait for that then. No problem.
Yeah.
Still got
Okay.
Tuesday and Thursday flights to deal with anyway.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Okay, take care.
Okay. See you soon. Take care. Bye.
Take it easy, folks. Good night.
Cool. See you soon.
Good night.
Yeah, I'm going to log off as well. I'll see everybody soon.
Hey, thanks all.
Night.